Hey y'all, I've been hearing a lot of people say that Cyrus built the third temple. Baby, this is not your everyday Bible school today. No, that's not correct. So in the book of Ezra, see, you don't hear preachers talking about the book of Ezra, but it's such a pause for God to move. See, he put a decree for the Israelites to return back to Jerusalem, but woo, they didn't start the building yet when they went first. They faced some opposition. They faced, of course, the adversary. But Cyrus still put the decree out, right? The year was 538 BC, and something was about ready to happen. King Cyrus of Persia, which is Iran, modern Iran, just conquered Babylon. He had just conquered the mighty empire that just conquered Jerusalem and destroyed Jerusalem. Previously, who took God's people as prisoners and took them and drug them to Babylon. So here King Cyrus come in, and King Cyrus could easily follow the same steps as the depressed oppression of the Israelites, of the Hebrew, of the Jewish people, brothers and sisters. But oh no, he didn't. Praise God. He made a decision. And because that, it was long before, because God made the decision upon him, when even he told Isaiah
150 years prior.
Anointed. Okay, in 45:1, Isaiah 45:1. And he was the first Gentile to be called anointed and appointed for this job. Oh, yes. So here he came, and he made and signed a decree, put the decree that's where they found the cylinder, okay? So so Isaiah already prophesied and proclaimed about Cyrus being used by God. So Cyrus didn't know that his name was spoken through the prophet Isaiah.
150 years prior.
He didn't know that he was going to release God's people back to begin the work on the building of the temple, that the first one was destroyed. In Ezra chapter 1, it talks about the Spirit of the Lord and how it come upon Cyrus and stirred within him. This wasn't a military strategy. It was divine intervention from God, knowing to release his people and let his people go. He was a pagan king, but used by a mighty God to fulfill the work of God. And it truly echoed throughout his whole kingdom. Even when the search was on to find, did he really give the decree to build the second temple? Because a lot of people were saying he didn't even, give the decree. He didn't give the word. Oh, but yes, he did. In Ezra 1, chapter 2, let's start there, right there. Ezra chapter 1, verse 2 says, "Yes, me, O king of, Cyrus, that God has given me all the nations of the earth and kingdoms of the earth, but he has given me instructions to build him a house in Jerusalem." So he knew even his divine appointment, what he needed to do as a king to make this happen. Didn't mean that he was going to build it. It just made way that he allowed. So there's a little bit of a difference there. He didn't build the third temple, okay? He didn't go to Jerusalem, even do it himself. He sent forth the people back there who was exiled, the brothers and sisters of the land, Hebrew, Israelites, Jewish people. And he knew that he was called by God. Do you ever know that you were called to do something? And when you're called to do something, and sometimes there is a distraction there, but there is proof in the pudding, right? Because God allows it to come out in no matter what, that we can't escape his will. Well, this will wasn't escaped. And King Cyrus, a pagan king, he declared it. He said, hey, I have all this, but I know what God has appointed me to do, and that's to build him a house in Jerusalem. I just want to remind you, this wasn't a permission slip. This was a royal, divine command. Backed by imperial resources, a foreign king was ordering that the people could go back, that was exiled, the Jewish people could go back to their homeland and build the third temple. And King Cyrus, he funded it with his own treasury. And Cyrus did something even more remarkable than that. See, Nebuchadnezzar, before King Cyrus, if we remember, whenever 70 years later, after he destroyed the temple, he took the precious symbols of cups of gold and taken precious things that belonged to the Lord. So Nebuchadnezzar took these precious items from Solomon's temple. Gold bowls, silver dishes, sacred vessels, candlesticks. All of these things that held the candle menorahs. Can you believe Cyrus returned it with to Mithridath, the treasurer? So here, King Cyrus brought them all out and gave them to Mithridath, the treasurer, and counted them all out. These are precious treasures that was taken from God's holy temple. So he not only is assigning the Jewish people to go back and build the temple, but I'm going to fund it with my own money, the King Cyrus said. And here all these things that Nebuchadnezzar took, and defiled the temple and brought it in, to this, and put it into the room with other false gods. I'm giving it back to where it belongs. Take it back with you into Jerusalem, into Israel, and put it back where you're going to build the temple. Where the angel came right there to David, and we're at the threshing floor. The Jebusite, remember? And where he told his son Solomon, come on, I want you to build it right here. Yeah, he wanted him to take it all back right there. King Cyrus, a pagan king, that served a pagan god, but listened and knew what the true Jehovah Elohim God said unto him. And he did it. He allowed it. Think about all these religious artifacts going back, saying, I'm releasing them. This king did. He released not only the people, but the items that belonged in the temple that was stolen by Nebuchadnezzar 70 years prior. And Ezra chapter 2, verse 2 introduces us to the key figures that goes back to Jerusalem to make it happen. And it was Zerubbabel. He was the king of Jehoiakim. So Zerubbabel, and Joshua. So let's not give credit to say, Cyrus built the temple. No, he made a way for Zerubbabel and Joshua and the leaders to go back. But the temple didn't get finished and built until approximately about 23 years later. They were stopped again by oppression, by people around them, the other armies. And then another King Darius, and then when they wanted to rebuild, it was like, they didn't say you could rebuild. Yeah, they did. They found the seal, the decree that they did.